Good morning, this is video 37. We repeat exercises that are familiar, but the first exercise is a rather special exercise called Chakrasana. Chakra means wheel. It's one of the few poses where you move, but the emphasis on the movement is on control. So it's not just a gymnastic exercise. It's really about control, and that is actually more difficult than approaching it in a gymnastic way, in an athletic way. I have to change the setting a little bit for this because we need space. So let's first close our eyes for a moment. Just for a minute. Breathe deep and calm. Clear the mind. Okay, slowly open the eyes again. I'm going to change the setting. So this is Chakrasana, the wheel pose. You lie down on the back and you emulate the motion of a wheel with the emphasis on slowly and controlled. You put your hands close to the shoulders, and like we do in the shoulder stand, we raise the legs without bending them. That's the easy part. The difficult part is to get the hips off the ground, like in the shoulder stand. So you go up, raise the hips, and even the more difficult part is to get the head and the shoulders off the ground. So you're moving and you end up in the downward dog. This is the first part of the pose. The second part, you reverse the motion again, as controlled as possible. Chakrasana. So it's very possible that you are not able to do this as controlled as I just demonstrated. That's okay. You do the pose anyway, don't give up. Do it any which way you can. Create some momentum, throwing up the legs, any which way you can. But what is important? How you do it is not important. What is important is that every time you do it a little bit more controlled than the last time. That is how you build strength, mainly strength, and important also is that you develop skill. Let's try again. You lie down on the back, place the hands near the shoulders. Then you raise the legs without bending. The hips go up. and you end up in the dog pose. And then we slowly reverse. Slowly and controlled. And we relax. Okay, so we change the setting back and we continue from here. Utkatasana, the powerful pose, also known as the chair pose. We start in Tadasana. Inhale deep, stretch up, join the hands, and exhale, sit down. From the side, important that you don't hold the breath. Important that you actively try to keep the upper body upright as much as you can. You create a paradox here, a contradiction, going down while trying to stay upright, and that is what makes this pose utkata, or powerful. Then inhale deep and exhale. Relax for a moment in Tadasana. Take a deep breath. Then we have Ustrasana. Ustra is a camel, standing on both knees and the balls of the feet. Remember, we don't do it on the insteps like many teachers tell you to do. Start pushing the hips forward while arching back. Place the hands under the heels, not on top, under the heels, and keep pushing the hips forward, creating the same motion as a bow before shooting the arrow. Notice that the hands are not used for leaning on the heels, making the pose very passive. We use the hands to prevent us from falling over when we push the hips forward, creating a perfect bow. And the second point of importance is that you don't drop the head back. To protect the neck in the long term. Okay, we slowly come back. There's a lot of pressure in the lower back, which we decompress in the child pose. Then we have Virasana. Vira is a hero. You keep your knees together, but you spread your ankles and you sit in between the ankles. Actively tilt the pelvis so that the back is slightly hollow, slightly concave. Put the hands on the thighs. Stretch up the back of the neck and tuck the chin in. Very much like you do in the meditation pose, Sukhasana. And you notice sitting like this, immediately mental calm occurs and you very naturally go to a state of meditation, of contemplation. Okay, you slowly come out of the pose. There has been a lot of pressure on the knees and the ankles, so the emphasis is on slowly to avoid shock. And then we lie down on the belly. For Salapasana, the locust or the grasshopper. Palms of the hands facing up. And you pull the shoulders up. Don't keep the shoulders down. You have no leverage, no power. Raise the shoulders. Raise the legs. And then applying a lot of power in the arms and the upper body. You try to get the hips off the ground. Don't hold the breath. Just hang in there for a moment. 10 seconds is more than enough. If you can stay a little bit longer, that's okay. But the work is done. Then we have Tanura, which is a more basic version of Ustra. Dhanura literally means bow. Grab the ankles, join the knees, and then push the heels up to the ceiling. Don't hold the breath. Don't be passive, you have to actively engage, strongly engage. And slowly come back. Then we have Chaturanga Danda, the four-legged staff. It's the last pose for today. On the toes, the balls of the feet. Hands close to the shoulders, not here, behind. Then you straighten the body like a stick. And you push. And remember, if you have enough strength, you can maintain this, then you have room for the second stage. You roll over the toes and you move forward and back, and we repeat. Forward and back. And we relax. And we prepare for meditation. Sitting on a cushion, folded blanket or towel. Tilt the pelvis forward. Slightly concave back, slightly hollow back. Hands on the knees, tucking the chin. And off we go. 5 minutes. Meditation through simple observation, quiet observation. Open the eyes again. Chakrasana. Practice, practice, practice. Don't try to be perfect. Instead, try to enjoy, play. If you don't know how, remember how you played when you were a child. You were not bothered by difficult things, you just did. And you didn't care about failure. You didn't care about perfection. You just did and you enjoyed. And sometimes you cried. Sometimes you fought. Just enjoy. But practice, otherwise you'll never master a pose like that. We're coming close to the end. This was video 37. If you find it difficult, it is getting more and more difficult, of course, with increasingly advanced poses. Grab back to previous videos. Doesn't matter. Normally, this kind of development takes half a year to a year in which you repeat. So you can take one video, practice for a week, then go to the next video, practice for a week, then go to the next, etc. If you approach it like that, the development is more gradual and with less difficulty. Of course, it's also possible every day you do a video. If you practice diligently, you will develop, you will evolve. In unprecedented way, let me say that. If you don't try, you'll never know, but you'll be amazed how you can transform, how you can develop strength, higher levels of energy, and a better mood, sense of well-being, happiness, just for nothing. Thanks for watching the video. Have a lovely day. Enjoy the spring weather. And looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.